There are plenty of women who have busted their butts for their men. They have put into that relationship. Why is it that after 5, 10 years, a relationship doesn't work? You're gonna throw me out of the house? No, I'm keeping the house, the car, I'm keeping everything. You're leaving the house.
Are relationship prenups a good idea?
I personally don't think that marriages should have one.
So if something was to happen, would you like just take the house from me? Would you take the house? Would you take the kids? Would you take the cars?
No, you know I'm not even that type of person.
I represented a husband. He worked since he's 16 years old, saving money. And he bought a house prior to getting married. He bought it the week prior to getting married. Within 3 years, that house that he had put his entire life savings into was jointly titled. He was so upset that he lost half of that house, half of his life savings.
What's the most humbling experience you've ever had?
Without a question, that would be waking up in the hospital after being married 28 years and your wife's gone. She run off with another man. I was in there for back surgery. I went from having a house on the golf course, a house at the beach at Gulf Shores, to no house at all.
What advice can you give me to try and convince my brother that I think it's for his safety, he should try and sign a prenup? Because I really just feel like she's just in it for the money.
They're not, they didn't get a divorce.
But he's doing her a favor because she's about to turn 30. And you know how it's like super OCD for girls after 30. It's like, oh my God, we get married. So I think they're just trying to rush it. Yeah.
If we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
But why are you already thinking about that?
Babe, it's something that I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, you know, and I have to protect that.
To me, I feel like it'll be different if me and you started when I was 18, going through college, my college sweetheart. Oh, it would be no question.
You spoke about prenups. Eric thought we should have one. I didn't think we should have one. I'm not against it. It's just wanting Eric to trust me more.
You have to remember that when you put the other spouse's name on the title, it gives them ownership, and they own half of the house and half of the equity.
Ladies, your strongest weapon is your intuition. If somebody's handing you a contract on day one saying, if it don't work, your ass is out the door, your ass needs to be out the door on day one.
If you want to know why men don't want to get married a second time after divorce, it's because they lose in divorce. A lot of men lose their children altogether when they are fit fathers, or they end up with 30% custody while the woman gets 70%, and they also end up paying a huge amount of money in child support. Add to that, because the woman won the children, she's also getting a large percentage of their assets, much more than a 50-50 share.
It's ridiculous. If you have a plan B, how can you possibly expect A to work if you don't put your all into A?
You have to go into that relationship 100% committed, not thinking, okay, if it doesn't work out, this is what I'm gonna do.
Did you know that when you get married, everybody has a prenup? Yep, the prenup is the state law that you live in. Every state has rights and obligations associated with marriage. So if you get married without drawing up your own terms and conditions, you are by default submitting to your state's prenup.
She mentioned the prenup to you?
You know what? She actually said it during a family outing. She said that if he were to ask that, then he's not the right fit for her. So, and I get it. You know, I think as women, we are all, I guess, secretly gold diggers. We all want a guy that's going to provide.
I am astounded that Bill Gates did not get a prenup. He did not get a prenup. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the money he had then and the money they have now? And he never got a prenup. If Bill and Melinda Gates hadn't settled and they went to court, the stock market could have been affected. Many, 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 many companies could have failed. Thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people could be jobless.
What's up, YouTube? Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, please make sure you subscribe. If you're a regular viewer, I love you so much and thank you. Now, when it comes to the issue of prenups, most ladies are against it, and I know that most ladies are not going to agree with me. But come on, imagine being a man. You work for everything you have now, you hustled, you struggled to put everything together, to build all the mansion, get all the $1 million. Then you meet this lady who didn't hustle with you, who didn't struggle with you. Now this lady, you get married to her, refuse to sign a prenup. Years later, she decides to divorce you and gets away with almost half of everything you worked for. And guess what? She might even get married and enjoy all your assets with another man. This is so painful, and I am a lady, but I think prenups are good, especially if you didn't hustle with the lady, then you should get a prenup. If she hustled with you from the start, she was part of the struggles, she was part of building the empire, then you can marry her without a prenup. This is just my opinion. Let me know what you also think in the comment section. Now, I'm going to read a few of the comments that came in. Of course, people had a lot to say about this. She clearly would say, no, I will never take the house, kids, money because she's in love. But as soon as she falls out of love, the situation would be totally different. Okay, I think he has a point here. A prenup doesn't necessarily mean you get nothing. It just means you can't take the person to the cleaners. It is a good deterrent for gold diggers. Wow, that's wild. My wife and I started from the bottom building our lives, but if I were a millionaire before her, then I would definitely have her sign a prenup and vice versa. Okay, cool. As a woman, a prenup is not shady in the slightest. It is absolutely necessary to protect the man's hard work. I'm a business owner and I also want to protect my hard work. Alright guys, I just read a few comments. Let me know what you also think. Please, let's get interactive in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, like this video and share it for me. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.